Flying might feel routine these days. You check in, go through security, board the plane, buckle up, and wait for takeoff. But behind the calm voice of the captain, the friendly smiles of the crew, and those in-flight snacks, there's an entire hidden world in the sky, a world filled with secrets. In this video, we're diving into the flight secrets that are never told to passengers. Facts that pilots know, flight attendants are trained for, and airlines prefer you never ask about. Buckle up, because what you're about to learn might just change how you feel about flying forever. Let's take off. 1. Why the cabin lights really dim during takeoff and landing. Have you ever noticed how the cabin lights dim during takeoff or landing, especially during night flights? It's not just to create a calm, relaxing vibe. It's a safety measure. In case of an emergency evacuation, your eyes need to adjust quickly to the outside lighting conditions. By dimming the cabin, the crew is helping your vision adapt to potential darkness, so you can see better and move faster if the worst happens. It's one of those quiet little procedures that could one day save your life, and most passengers have no idea. 2. Yes, planes often fly with broken parts. Airplanes are some of the most advanced machines in the world, but that doesn't mean they fly in perfect condition every time. In fact, many flights take off with certain parts of the plane not working, and it's completely legal. Every commercial aircraft follows a checklist called the Minimum Equipment List, or MEL. This list defines which systems must be working for a flight to be considered airworthy. If something non-essential, like a reading light, coffee machine, or in-flight entertainment screen is broken, the plane can still legally fly. To the average passenger, that might seem alarming. But to pilots and maintenance crews, it's business as usual. 3. There are secret crew sleeping compartments hidden in the plane. On long-haul international flights, you might wonder when the crew sleeps. After all, they're on duty for hours at a time. The answer? Secret compartments. Some larger aircraft, like the Boeing 777 or 787, have hidden crew rest areas, compact sleeping quarters located above or below the main cabin. These areas are accessed through unmarked doors or even ladders, invisible to the average passenger. Inside, flight attendants and pilots catch much-needed rest during long flights. So while you're stretching out in economy, the crew might be tucked away in a cozy hidden bunk just a few feet above your head. 4. Oxygen masks only last 15 minutes. You've seen the oxygen masks in every safety demonstration. But here's something they don't tell you. Those masks only provide about 12 to 15 minutes of oxygen. That might sound terrifying, but there's a reason. If a plane loses cabin pressure, the pilot's first priority is to descend to a breathable altitude, usually under 10,000 feet, as quickly and safely as possible. That descent typically takes only a few minutes. The oxygen mask is just there to help you stay conscious during the drop. What's more urgent than the oxygen time is your reaction time. You only have a few seconds to get the mask on before hypoxia kicks in. So if it ever happens, forget everything else. Just grab the mask and breathe. 5. The water on planes might be contaminated. Think twice before drinking tap water on a plane. That includes tea and coffee, which are often made using onboard water tanks. The problem? Those tanks are rarely cleaned thoroughly. Multiple studies and airline audits have shown the water tanks can contain bacteria, including E. coli. While the water is technically potable by airline standards, even some flight attendants refuse to drink it. If you're thirsty, go for sealed bottled water. Your stomach will thank you later. 6. Pilots are allowed to nap while flying. Here's something most passengers don't realize. Pilots are allowed, and sometimes encouraged, to nap during flights. It's called controlled rest. On long flights, especially transoceanic ones, pilots take turns resting while the plane is on autopilot. One pilot stays awake and monitors systems while the other catches up on sleep. In dual-pilot cockpits, these shifts are carefully coordinated. On ultra-long-haul flights, there's often a backup or relief pilot as well. Flying across time zones for 12 hours straight is exhausting. A well-rested pilot is a safer pilot. So yes, your captain might be asleep, but don't worry, it's all part of the plan. 7. Airplane mode is more about communication than safety. We've all heard the announcements to switch your phone to airplane mode. But let's be honest, how many times have you seen someone ignore it? Here's the deal. One phone isn't going to crash the plane. The real reason for airplane mode is to avoid interference with communication systems, especially during takeoff and landing. If hundreds of phones are all trying to connect to towers simultaneously, it can create annoying static on the pilot's radio. So no, your phone isn't going to bring down the aircraft, but it's still best to follow the rules for everyone's sake. 8. Airplane bathrooms can be opened from the outside. That tiny airplane bathroom might feel like your only private space mid-flight, but don't get too comfortable. Every lavatory door can be unlocked from the outside. There's a hidden latch, usually behind the lavatory sign, that allows crew members to open the door in case of emergency, or if a passenger is unresponsive, or let's be honest, taking a bit too long. Privacy, it's more of an illusion than a guarantee. 9. Crew members are watching you closely when you board. You know when you're boarding and the flight attendants are smiling and saying hello? That greeting isn't just about good manners. They're trained to assess each passenger as they come on board. They're checking for signs of intoxication, unusual behavior, visible illness, or anyone who might be a security threat. They're also mentally noting who looks physically capable of helping in an emergency. It's a 1-second scan, but it could make a big difference later on. 10. Some seats are actually safer than others. Not all seats are created equal. While some people prefer the front for quick exits, statistics have shown that the rear of the aircraft has slightly higher survival rates in the event of a crash. Why? In many past accidents, the tail section remained more intact. It's not a guarantee. Of course, every situation is different, but if you're looking to play the odds, the back may be your best bet. Also worth knowing, aisle seats are exposed to more bumps from carts and other passengers and are more vulnerable during turbulence. 11. Planes get hit by lightning all the time. Lightning strikes sound terrifying, but planes are built to handle them. In fact, commercial aircraft are struck by lightning roughly once per year. Modern planes are designed with conductive materials that allow the electrical current to pass harmlessly through the exterior and exit through another part of the plane. You might see a flash or hear a rumble, but most of the time, passengers don't even realize it happened. 12. You're breathing recycled air, that fresh cabin air. It's not as fresh as you think. The air you breathe during your flight is a mix of outside air and recycled air from within the cabin. The good news, it's filtered through HEPA filters, which are highly effective at removing bacteria and viruses. About 99.97% effective, to be exact. Still, during flu season or on packed flights, it doesn't hurt to have a mask or sanitizing wipes on hand, especially since you never know who was in that seat before you. 13. Tray tables are dirtier than the toilets. Speaking of cleanliness, one of the dirtiest surfaces on the plane isn't the bathroom. It's the tray table. Studies have found bacteria levels on tray tables that rival public toilets. The reason? They're not cleaned between every flight, and passengers often use them for everything, from eating to changing diapers. If you're planning to eat off one, bring sanitizing wipes. Trust us. 14. Overbooked flights are no accident. Ever been told your flight was overbooked? It wasn't an accident, it was a business tactic. Airlines overbook flights on purpose, knowing that a certain percentage of passengers will no-show. When everyone does show up, they start offering vouchers or bumping travelers. It's a calculated risk that increases profits. Unfortunately, it can also ruin someone's travel plans in an instant. 15. There are protocols for deaths mid-flight. Let's end on a slightly morbid note. What happens if someone dies on a plane? It's rare, but it does happen. In most cases, the crew will quietly move the body to an empty row and cover it with a blanket, treating it with dignity until landing. Some long-haul aircraft are equipped with body bags or corpse kits just in case. There's no refrigeration, no special area for the deceased. If a passenger dies mid-flight, they're usually staying in their seat or lying nearby until the plane touches down. There's a lot more to flying than meets the eye. Beneath the calm, smooth surface of commercial aviation is a world of hidden rules, unspoken truths, and secrets that passengers are never told. From hidden compartments and oxygen time limits to overbooked flights and recycled air, air travel is a carefully orchestrated system designed to keep people moving and unaware of what's really going on. Now that you know these secrets, you'll never look at flying the same way again. If this video opened your eyes, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more untold travel facts, and drop a comment below with the flight secret that surprised you the most. Until next time, safe travels, and maybe wipe down that tray table.